Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And today we're here with our Strength and Swings class where we have our kettlebells off to the side. We'll get to those in just a quick bodyweight warm-up. And over the last, what's so funny?
Just in a quick bodyweight warm-up.
A quick bodyweight warm-up.
I like it.
Over the last couple weeks, 3 to be exact, we have been working on our snatches, taking that bell from through the legs to overhead, and we will continue with those progressions today. So get ready by first warming up your body weight.
Warming up the body weight. Let's just start at the hands today. And by the hands, I mean face them forward, and then we'll just get going on the shoulder blades. Low effort first, shrug your shoulders up, and then pull the shoulders down. Repeat sets of 2 for everything, so elevate the shoulders as a shrug, and then set them down. Keep the hands placed at the sides, looking at Lauren's side profile as always is great, and then round the shoulders forward, hands stay put, pull the shoulders together, and then make sure our shield is still on. Repeat one more time as we round the shoulders forward, and then pull together. From that position, make sure you don't hit your training partner, but just move your arms out to the side as a T. Wherever your blood donations face, have your palms face the same direction. Elevate the shoulders in a shrug, and then pull down. Twice again, up and down, and then round forward, retract together, just like in the swing and snatch, and one more time, round, and then together. Before you snatch that kettlebell overhead, ensure that this straight arm position overhead feels safe. So elevate the shoulders, pull down, repeat again, elevate and pull, and then round forward, retract, round forward, and retract. And envision your press or your chin up, pull up, and return to this racks position, and then extend through the elbows. We'll get in that usual rotation with the head and the rib cage in just a second, but first, one more shoulder move. Start with those hands facing forward and make fists. Then on the wrist, flex or bend so the knuckles go forward, and do our biceps curl up. Push the hands or knuckles together. That's how we might hold a kettlebell in a goblet, but most times in that snatch and press, knuckles to the sky. Shrug just once and pull those shoulder blades down and have your elbow tips reach or point forward. Reach your fingertips back, extend on the wrist next, and just like those swings coming up, pull the shoulder blades together and return the hands back down. Add a shake and a wiggle. Back to Lauren, she'll get us to the floor here. I'm sure she'll warm up our feet and then maybe even continue the wrists.
Excellent. Let's first start, let's go back to those feet underneath us. We'll do a quick foot warm up, rolling over the toes. Come to that demi point or that lunge foot. So we're pushing down into the ball of the foot, our knee is pointed forward, our ankle's in line. We'll be lunging today in our get up, so push some weight straight down into those balls of feet and toes. Then use the toes to gently point. Allow them to flex and round over. Once they're rounded over, could you wing the ankle out, but keep the knee in line or in the forward position, and then pull that ankle back in. Next, use the toes to get to the tip of the toes, the demi point. Let's go push down to go up to switch feet. Other side. Use those toes and ball of foot as you push straight down into that. Then gently point the toes, lightly flex over, rounding. Then again, knee stays stationary, ankle wings out, ankle pulls back in, back to the toe tips, the demi point. Let's go back up and find that balance. Next, we'll start bending the knees, staying on that balance to a nice slow, low position. With or without your hands, soft landing on the floor. Extend the hip, point the toes out behind you. Let's warm up our wrists for get up preparation. Arms extended, fingertips down, callus line. Then keep the shoulders packed, the elbows straight, palms will accept the floor. Next, let's do a couple of our rotations from our humorize. So shoulders down, gently rotate the elbow pits forward, and then actively try to rotate them backwards, but keep the shoulder blades nice and stationary. Let's do that again. Rotate them forward, screwing them in, and then actively rotating them backwards, not just letting them go. and one more times forwards. Keeping them there, can you grip them any more forwards? And can you keep your hands gripping the floor in that callus line? And then maybe drift forward into some wrist extension, shoulders over top of fingertips. As you push yourself back to stacked, I want you to press your palms away from the floor, keep your elbows straight, and then control the down. Let's do that one more time, keeping those elbows screwed in to the fingers. Flick away, give that a little shake out. Next, let's come to a quick lunge position, visit that on each side, and then we'll stand back up. In our lunge, we have one foot in front, vertical shin, hips are nice and level. Let's first push the floor, pull the floor together. Pull your front leg in and your back hip forward, scissoring, feeling that extension through the front hip. Now stay up tall, but push forward and back on the floor. Keep the back hip extended forward and back, and then go back to pulling together. Now this time, push forward and back so much you press up to that split stance, and then control, pull yourself back down, soft landing. Let's bring that leg underneath and repeat on the other side. Other leg in front. Same thing first. Vertical shin, hips level, pull the floor together. Back hip remains extended as you stay up tall, nice and stacked. Still ribs over top of hips, not extending too much. Then push the floor forward and back so much you could whoop, and then feel the pull together as you slowly descend. Let's bring that leg back underneath. Have our toes tucked behind us as we use our hands or don't. Rock back to your low squat position. Push up, keeping your balance. And then knees stay nice and straight. Heels slowly descend to the floor. Shake that out. Whew.
Continuing that warm up, I think it might be time to grab a bell and let's get a grip. Warming up your core and your grip strength, familiarize with your kettlebell as you progress through the workout today. I'll be using the hip hinge and we'll carry it down low to start. So remember the preload, familiarize with your stance. Here we go. Single hand on the bell, pack the shoulder, grip the floor and with that shield on. Adjust your stance as you wish. We're doing this for just 10 quick seconds here today. But kettlebell holds are great ways to increase your strength and familiarity with this weird looking device. Then open your legs and return to the floor. Come up barehanded. Practicing the hinge here to emphasize the squareness and strength of your snatching movement. Squeeze your bum, that fist out to the side as an outrigger. Make sure that your ribs again are stacked over the hips. It's likely to lean, but then open your stance, return to the floor, and come up barehanded. We'll do a cheat clean assembly here now, which again will help us maybe in your press or cleans coming up right away. So I like to turn that handle parallel with the feet. Preload is the same. Cuddle with two hands this time, and then up the body and in that rack position. Squeeze your butt cheeks, brace your core. Breathe from behind that shield. Push your feet out as well. Go two hands on, return it to the floor. Come up barehanded, getting a little hot here, and now it's time to go again. We hip hinge, the two hand cuddle, clean, straight up the body into this racks position here. I think we're gonna squat from here later, so be familiar. Then return, two hands and down and body weight up. There's one more big position we'll be exploring today, and that's that overhead position. Is that a good bell for you to go overhead with? I think so. Let's give it a whirl. When it does get heavier like that for a press, I like to step back. So adjust your bell as you like. Two hands on like the cheat clean to the hike and up, a full body press. Adjust your stance again as you need. We could walk on the spot. We could just stand here, be nice and tall, control the down. Two hands is my favorite. Favorite, that's like favorite and preference. My favorite preference is those two hands on the down.
Favorite.
But here we go. Last little warm-up hold for today. Hike pass, into the rack, full body tension, and up. Adjust your stance. Press your feet out. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Test your shield. Hold for a second longer. And then pull it down with control. And return to the floor. That's the warm-up, kind of. We're continuing that warm-up with our get-ups and one-arm versions of a swing, a clean, and a squat. That bell feels great for me. Lauren's subbing out into her heavier bell there, and invite you to do the same, either with your body weight, or a kettlebell, or even a dumbbell. But I think it's time to get up because Lauren's on the ground.
We're going to be doing 3 rounds of get-ups here, so 6 total at the forefront of our workout, and then we'll be finishing our practice today with 4 more, for a total of 10 get-ups, 5 on each side to clarify. In between these sets of get-ups, we will be working on our single arm swings and cleans, as well as that squat position, just to warm up for the snatches coming up. Let's start with our get-up on our first side, through the cuddle, roll press, use that hip drive to get to the elbow. Find your hand squishing the bug, keeping it nice and under your shoulder as you bridge sweep. That back foot is tucked, so when you come into that lunge position, you're ready to use the tension on the floor to get back to standing. Controlling the descent. As you windmill, that's when you start looking up at that bell again, sweeping through, finding your elbow, pressing away, and controlling that bell back to the floor. Move yourself around that bell, being aware of where it is and where your body is. But let's do the same routine on the other side. Starting first in that cuddle. When you grip this bell for your get up here, making sure that wrist is nice and straight and strong. And again, that first move is not a crunch, but a drive of the hip. As we come up here in our lunge position, we'll start looking forward, come up to tall. Keeping that bell overhead and the body nice and upright as we go back down through our lunge, our sweep, our elbow, and press away, controlling to the floor. Pulling the bell down and cuddling it. We'll stand up however you'd like, maybe trying not to use your hands.
No hands.
I'm going to use a second bell for this portion of the warm-up, just it's a better weight for me. We'll start by warming up our single arm swings.
I go, you go, I'll go first here.
Okay, so setting up behind your bell, one hand gripped, shoulder packed. We'll start with 5 continuous swings, getting those hips ready for our snatches, driving through, and keeping that core tension tight at the top.
Whew. Great cues, Lauren. So follow one of us, either Lauren or I. Switch with those arrows here. 5 repetitions of the swing. Great amplitude, great power, great coordination. Lauren, let's try to mimic those things.
Try to match that strong exhale with that hip snapping through. The bell is going to end swinging at that chest height, so try to squeeze the butt and brace the core right at the top of that swing.
Whew. If the heart rate and sweat wasn't going already, it sure is starting now. But great 5 swings, those feet are heavy, always finishing nice and tall the way Lauren is, avoiding that back bend because we talked about it already, that shield, keep your abs on.
So that was round 1. 2 more to go.
Okay.
It starts back with the get up. So let's
good.
come down to the floor, however you like, maybe a creative different way down. Excellent. And we'll return to the cuddle. From the cuddle, the usual roll and press to the elbow, to the hand. Each move is distinct here, but ultimately it does flow together into a nice smooth pattern. The same pattern on the up, the reverse on the down, and control, pulling the bell down.
Nice. For me, the first one's always hard, and then they get a little bit easier before they get hard again. Where are you on your get up journey, and how's it going? So I'm going to keep the mic, I think, and we're going to roll and cuddle and press. And it's that hip drive Lauren talked about, then squishing the bug to the tall sit. Bridging, sweeping, pressing the floor away, and now look on the horizon and stand tall. Then take your lunge down, pulling, windmilling, sweeping to the tall sit, find the elbow, return to your back, and then to that cuddle. No hands on the get up. That's the plan. And then a shake out. I went first the last time, so maybe Team Lauren can go first this time. And we're changing that one arm swing to the clean. It's tight to the body, like doing up a jacket, or stick with that one arm swing. But Lauren's examples of the clean are fantastic, where we have a firm grip out the back, a punch through grip to end up in that strong rack position. 5 for you, Now 5 for us.
In that clean, it's just a swing that you're pulling into that rack position. So as Ian said, you have to have a firm grip because you don't want that bell going flying, but you also have to have a light grip in order to punch through and keep it in tight. The further that bell goes away from your body, the more crash bang you're gonna get on your arm.
More crash bang on the arm, and the more likely we are to round those shoulders through. But the bell is staying anchored to the rib cage with those retracted shoulder blades, and the arm is just along for the ride. It's the hips doing the work. 5 for you, now 5 for us again.
So that off arm also swings with you as you come through. Both hips come through, and think about that belt buckle going straight in front of you, avoiding that 1-2. Lastly, when you catch that bell in the rack position, don't let it rotate you. Come on, now you're strong.
Yes.
Keep square to the front of the room.
We like those one-arm swings as anti-rotation drills.
We have one more round here. Get up
good.
number 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
So let's come on down to the floor.
Okay.
We'll do one more get up. We'll prepare that squat. And then the time has come. Cuddle, roll, press to the elbow, to the hand, bridge sweep, press away, front foot, hip hop, come back down, lunge, rotation, hinge, windmill, elbow to your back, pull down, cuddle, up without. Take your time spinning around to the other side. And let's do it again.
Sounds good.
Cuddle, roll, press, elbow drive, hand, bridge sweep, press away, push forward and back to stand up. As you come down, feel the pull together, keeping that front shin vertical. That hand lands under your shoulder, and then ultimately press away and pull the bell down. Oh, love, hate get-ups, as most of our students do. Love them more because we're going to keep doing them.
That sounds good to me. Get-ups, make you feel strong. Whew.
Sorry.
All right, that is for me later. But right now, before we move on to those snatches, let's go one more time with that bell or a bell of your choice, and we'll do a cheat clean or clean to sets of squats. We'll go first. They went first the last time. Let's do it, Lauren. Coach me through.
All right, so first cleaning that bell to the rack position. When we're squatting in that rack position, your elbow needs to stay in tight. That's the point of holding the bell in the rack position. Avoid your chicken wing. Avoid your chicken wing. Keep $1 million bill under your armpit, and the elbow will come through center of your body. Try to get nice and low in your squat, but make sure it feels safe and strong.
Whew. We don't do a lot of those goblet or one-arm squats here because they're Lauren's least favorite. That's why I want to throw them in today. Up to 5 repetitions, whether it's $1 million bill or a single pound note, keep it into your armpit. It's the strength of your back, those rhomboids, those shoulder blade muscles, to keep the bell supported out front.
I don't really like squats because, I don't know, I feel like my legs are always nice and strong and I don't need to do more. I guess that's the main reason. And they feel heavy tomorrow when I go for my run if I do too many squats. So really it's just a selfish thing. Last squat here.
Doing those things that you might not want to do is why you're here today. I don't really challenge my heart rate necessarily in my practice without Lauren, so I'm grateful that we're here together. Heart rates, you can feel them already. Feel safe, they say thank you, don't they? Thank you, thank you. Sometimes it's faster than others, and always. In slow to recover, and out even slower.
So last week, Ian wasn't here, and we did some snatches. And the other thing that happened during these snatches was I didn't really decide beforehand how many we were going to do. And we ended up doing 88 total, 44 on each arm, which I'd say is pretty good. So today I've pre-planned how many we're going to do. But I forget the exact number now. 86, I think it was. 5, I go right, Ian goes right. 5, I go left, Ian goes left. 8, 8, 10, 10. Let's try to go 10, 10, 8, 8, 5, 5. Okay? We're going to do the I go, you go pattern. So that means that our equal rest to work ratio. West to work.
That sounds just about right. And for those who might be new to this practice, this is an advanced practice. We'd recommend maybe going back to the basics. 2-hand swings are appropriate, or even deadlifts before that. 1-arm swings next maybe, and then progress towards that snatch.
So if you want to join us for snatches, let's do that. Also, as Ian mentioned, you could do your single arm swings in the same pattern that we're doing, or even your cleans. We're going to keep our mic on for the first couple rounds of our snatches, but we're probably going to take it off in between as our breathing gets a little bit heavy.
Might get a little bit heavy.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Round 1, 5 snatches.
Followed by a park.
Sorry, I was just going to sneeze before I went, but it's gone.
Okay.
Here we go.
So it's the same as that 1-arm swing, except that kettlebell is landing overhead. Lauren's power is stopping around that 11 o'clock position, so the momentum carries to midnight and then back down. Up to 5, that's a quick set, and then their turn to our turn.
Team Ian, 5 snatches. Things I'm thinking about in my snatches as I am more comfortable with them. Breathing in and out the nose. One thing I'm going to try to focus on today is matching my exhale to my hip drive through just as I would in my swings. Working on where I want that exhale.
Nice. Always finessing movements for that snatch. And the moment Lauren was talking about was breathing out right there. Breathing out right there. That moment where you're controlling that power through the hips and letting the upper body carry on with the float.
Just like your clean, you have to have that firm grip on your bell when you snatch, but you also need to be able to punch through at the top. Noticing on the way down, it's that free throw we worked on 2 or 3 weeks ago. Wrist, elbow tight to the body. Round 2, 8.
You must have been working on that free throw because not only did Lauren say it well, but she's executing that down movement very nicely. The bell stays tight to the body the whole time, avoiding it out front. That's where we might get in that rounding or compensation type shape. Stay away from that. Keep your nice hinge as Lauren's doing here. We're counting to 8. 8 comes around quick.
In between that set, let the grip go. Let the tension go. You want to have that strength and tension when you're working and the relaxation to recover. Check out your partner or the TV screen. Bell's getting right overhead, hiding the ear with the bicep, but watch out for that chicken neck. Don't show your ear by chicken necking out.
That's right.
Take this off this time.
Working on that overhead mobility, as Lauren said. Maybe join us in a different practice to emphasize those values as well. But here, we're not rushing that kettlebell overhead. We want to maintain integrity in your form. Up to 8. Mic's off for Lauren. That might be a cue for me to take mine off too.
All right, team Ian. 8. Big breath in. Nice strong exhale. Other things we touched on a couple in the past weeks is hand health. You're gonna notice your calluses. You might even notice them burning a little bit. Quit before you rip your hand open. If your callus is gonna rip, stop. Maybe hold your bell in your farmer's carry instead, but don't work through it. It'll set you back 2 weeks.
That's right. So take those slow recovery breaths in between. This is our set of 10. We did a 5. We did an 8. And now here we are for a 10. Those are our numbers. We invite you on our strength journey too, but always listen to you and your body and maintain form in your own workout. You can see us, but I promise we can't see you. Up to 10 reps. They come by quick. I'm going to take a couple seconds with some deep breaths here. In slow, out slower, and other than a little hiccup at the end,
I don't know what I was doing
really
there.
strong.
Don't do that on the day of. Take some time off, relaxation again, shaking out that grip. How does your overhead shoulder feel? Good, then keep going. Yucky, take a break. Nice controlled breath in and out. Just as we talked about in the clean, both hips drive through. As you're getting a little more tired in the snatch, and it is more that endurance hitting the number 10, you may notice you start taking double breaths where you normally take singles. Don't worry. Get through it.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
I'm not sure if Lauren heard me do that or she called that on her own repetitions. But I definitely did a hop, hop to get that bell up. So again, it's that inhale on the down, the exhale on the haya moment. Breath in, slow and controlled with us as you recover, and tie that exertion with your exhale. Very good looking sets and reps there. Lauren, up to 10. Huh. Lauren's using an 18 kilogram bell, just so you know.
I am. I've decided that we're going to a kettlebell certification soon, and for my age, my size, I need to use the 16. So I'm just preparing with something a little bit heavier. So when I get there, it just goes tickety-boo. Use what you need to. Don't be concerned with your weight all the time. Try something lighter, be successful. That's better than getting heavier too quick. Slower will get you there faster.
That's true. Quoting Lauren on that, although probably another wise training mind as well. So take those breaths in as we recover, and Lauren cued us for some fast and loose drills or just a little wiggle here and there. We're on the way back down, but that means we are doing a set of 10 again. So up to 10 and back down. What are your rep counts? Always interested to know we are here. So maybe share us a line. Keep track of your reps. The time will fly by. Just check.
Check in with those calluses. You'll notice I am looking at them every time because I do feel them in between sessions of kettlebells. We're pummeling our hands because you want to keep those calluses because you need them, but you also want to keep them down so you don't pull and rip them. Catching my breath here as Ian finishes up his 10. Breathing. Really, the snatch, getting that bell overhead, is all because of your hips. You're not pressing it. You're not pushing it up there. You're catching it overhead.
It's just a lot of coordination with that kettlebell. Check those hands. I'll do the same here. And so far, we're so good. Take a breath. Dry them off and either use chalk or a little bit of tape. That's okay. But take care of those little things like heavy feet and strong hands. 8's coming around quick, and that might even mean we're at 10. I'm sorry, Lauren. Up to 10, and then park.
All right. How was our last set of 10? How did 10 in a row snatches feel? A little bit harder on the breath, but you can slow it down if you just take some time in between. Bell is tight to the body when you snatch. You could technically do snatches in an alleyway. Test yourself by going close to a wall, going close to something that doesn't move. Keep it tight on the up as well as tight on the down. Gives the power, directs the bell in a nice, efficient line. 8s.
In that alleyway, because it's efficient, not because it's dark or sinister, it's simple. Keep it tight to the body so the kettlebell has the shortest range of distance to travel. It goes from the hips to overhead. Labored for breathing. How about you? But Lauren's doing really well to tie that again, that exertion to the effort. And exhale.
All right. I was trying to do the math there while I was counting. It didn't work. So.
You have 26 more to go.
26.
Well, not you.
You. 5 and 8 is 13. Plus 10 is 23. Times 2 is 46. Times 2 is 92. 92 snatches today. Getting close to that 100 number. If you can get 92, you can get 100. It's still the hips go back, the hips drive through. Don't let this become squatty. It's still a hinge.
I felt my grip fatiguing on that last one, so I'm gonna shake it out here. Complement that with those nice slow recovery breaths, and just be inspired by Lauren here, snatching and staying nice and strong to the very end. So this is, again, our last set of 8. Exhale on the exertion, and if you're with me, take 1 or 2 more big breaths in. And out.
It's getting a little slippy there.
Now we are second side of 8, right, Lauren?
Second side of 8 here, Ian. Take some extra time if you need it. Don't feel you have to keep this pace. If you are working towards a specific goal, as we are, ultimately 100 snatches in 5 minutes, that's why we're keeping that faster pace. That being said, we haven't tested it, and we won't test it until we're there. It's not important to keep practicing the same thing. It's important to be ready for that peak in which you have to hit.
That's right. We hope that our consistent effort here aligns well with the timing of our upcoming event, and we can save it there. Train here, will compete or qualify for the certification later. But this is a set of 5, and to me, 5 feel like a breeze, maybe.
Very quick, that set. We have one more set of 5 for Team Lauren after this one. So breathe, check it, see those calluses. Thank you, hands. Yeah, next time you shake hands with somebody, that's because I do snatches. Last set.
Crush the kettlebell handle. Maybe don't crush the handshake grip, but definitely firm grips here.
Depends who it is.
In the overhead movement will definitely help the stability and safety and power of your snatch move.
All right, let's do one last set for Ian, and then let's all join together for a little series of breaths to recover before we finish with our get-ups one last time. Hip drive, off arm, abs, good. Get that bell overhead. Let's all try to open our nostrils, close our mouths, and take some big breaths in, filling the belly. When we say filling the belly, we're obviously filling the lungs, but we're using that diaphragm. So thinking about expanding in 360 degrees, but not just Here we go, 4 seconds in for 4, out for 4, in for 4, out for 4, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, in for 4, hold, in more, exhale 4, hold empty 4, one more time, in, hold, in, hold, exhale 4, last one, hold, and slowly relax. Nice work. How are you feeling after those snatches? Are you feeling like you have 4 more get-ups in you? Or no, I'm just gonna watch you do them? That is definitely allowed. Encouraged. Whatever you're thinking you feel. You could also pattern those get-ups with a lighter bell or even body weight. Now, last week I did the same thing that I'm gonna try to do today. 4 get-ups remaining. I'm gonna try to do 2 in a row on each side with the same weight. I like that little extra time under tension.
Sounds good,
as
Lauren.
well, efficiency, and you just get them done. So clear your space, get out the bell you're gonna use for your get-ups here. Fine, sir, I'll need that one.
All right.
Thank you.
So we're both waving our loads here. We started out a little heavier with the get-up, a little bit lighter in the middle with the snatch, and now again, nice and heavy. Wave your load or wave your number of reps, like we also did with those snatches, for variation, and to make the lighter stuff not seem so heavy, or the heavier stuff make the other stuff feel lighter. Whatever way works in your head.
Enough of that breaking, Ian.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
2 in a row, says Lauren.
2 in a row.
Let's do it.
You may notice I don't talk as much to that second one. Don't worry, we're still getting up and getting down.
We know the pattern.
Cuddle, roll, press. Make sure your partner gave you the right weight. Elbow, hand, bridge sweep.
Did I not give you the right weight?
No, you did. I just wanted to make sure. And then get up. Controlling that back down. One get up takes anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. So that 2 get ups, you're spending 40 seconds to a minute underneath that load. Time under tension will make you stronger. You'll also notice those shoulder stabilizers have worked a lot today. So take your time. Finish with control. And place it down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That one just digs in a little much.
It's because it's 24 kilograms, Lauren.
Yes,
Nothing light or nothing easy for that, Lauren. But we want to make it look easy and the same, whether we're using a heavy bell or even just your body weight. Make it look easy, although we all know it's not. But I'm ready, Lauren. I've had enough rest. Let's do it again.
Are you going to talk then, or is it my turn?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So we have that cuddle to roll and press. Hip drive, says Lauren, so let's do it. Tall sit, sweep looking at that bell. Press the floor away and square up the lunge. Stand tall. Pull yourself down, just like in the warm-up. Then open and windmill. Sweep. Elbow to your back. Last repetition. Hip drive. Tall sit and sweep coming up. Looking at that kettlebell until you're in the lunge, then look straight ahead. Stand tall. Take your step back. Open the windmill, hinge, sweep, elbow, plank, down, 2 hands, and cuddle. And one last rule or task, no hands on the get up. I'm glad I came this week. Thank you for taking the reins from last week. But sometimes you gotta listen to your body and just give it a day off when it needs it. But thank you very much for being here today live on Tuesdays at 4 for our Strength and Swing with a specialization in the snatch.
Also noticing through that workout, we did a lot of work. It was only about 37 minutes long approximately. With the most intense were being maybe 10 minutes. So it doesn't need to be a lot to give you the benefits of a lot. Take your time. And until next time on Thursday, when we do our hip mobility and practice our presses, which will also give you some more endurance for those snatches. Take care.
Stay strong.
Check out our website and Patreon page.
There you go.
And we'll see you soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye.